Alright, so welcome back. Today is not going to be a devlog, instead it's going to be a rebound update. So, I know I was going to start the multiplayer. However, what wound up happening is I realized that I needed to do sound, create a sound system, and I realized that one of the reasons why I would quit a program is because I would do the easy stuff first. And then if you do the easy stuff first, it's harder to implement the harder stuff. The harder stuff only gets harder if you do the easy stuff first, because now you have to work around the easy stuff. So, check this out. Oh wait, let me see if the audio is recording for the desktop. Yep, okay it is. So, as you can see, we'll run it. So hopefully you saw that. First, it tells you that the game is best played with a mouse. And then it tells you the title of the game. Now I'm thinking that maybe, okay, so you know what, okay, so you can also just skip the title by clicking on the screen. Yeah, so that's the startup menu done, and then I just have some sound effects done for it. So go in and just do single player. And if you click a button that can't be used, gives you like this like sound. Now I actually made all of these sound effects on my own using SFXR. Very useful program that I've been using. Now, FYI, I am not going to be going into game development, simply because I like what I'm doing now because it's still 2D stuff, and I get to practice a wide variety of things. First of all, object-oriented programming, then some level design, also UI design, and then working with saving files, and also paint and a little bit of math part of the game. And that's what I like about game development. It's a little bit of everything in the end. However, game development requires, when you get more into it, and you start doing 3D games, it requires a shiz. I can't believe I just said shiz. A crap ton of math. Now, I'm not bad at math. I got an A in math, but I'm not very crazy about math. And on top of that, it gets really hard, very complicated, very mathy, and you don't get paid jack shit. You just don't get paid that much for how much work you gotta do. So, what my current plan is to go into something like system development after this program, or maybe create some robots with an Arduino board, or whatever the hell I want to do. I do want to do some hardware stuff, like create a robot maybe, and with an Arduino board, and then code it. I'm not sure what language though. And then I would like to go into that field, something that gets paid a lot more. That way I can have a stable income. And then for fun, I would do game development, just because, but not like complicated game, like stuff like this, just simple games like this. Now let me just turn down the desktop audio because this is pretty loud. Yeah, I have to change the volume for this. But yeah, so I guess here is my sound. So this just stores all of the paths for the sound files, and then we have the sound manager, which just plays the sound. And then I also made a timer that you can stop, start, and reset. Yeah, so how it works is when you start it, you pass in an amount of time you want to set it to in seconds. That's why it's S for second. So S AMT, S amount, seconds amount, and it checks if it's running. If it is running, then it gives me a warning. It says the system is saying there's a thread warning. Timer cannot be started since it is already running. And then it just simply returns, that way it doesn't do any of the code below. And then we can say that the AMT, which is M for milliseconds and AMT for amount, so milliseconds amount, so that's how many milliseconds it will be set to, is equal to the seconds amount that we passed in times 1000. Why times 1000? Well, that's just because 1 second is 1000 milliseconds. And then the start time is simply the system.current milliseconds, current time milliseconds, so it's current time, and that way we know when the timer was started. And then the stop time, so the target time is gonna be the start time plus the amount of time we set it to in milliseconds. So that'll give us the time of the program when the timer should be stopped, and then we just say the last time is equal to start time because it's basically setting the last time to 0. So we haven't started the timer, so it's still at 0. And then is done is false because is done is talking about if the timer's done. It's obviously not. And then of course we're starting it, so the timer is going to be running. And then in the tick method, we just check if it's running. If it's not running, then we're not going to execute any of the code below. However, if it is, we're going to check if the last time is smaller than stop time, and also if last time is greater or equal to 0. And if it is, if both of those conditions are met, then we just simply add 17 to the last time. Otherwise, we're going to set is done to true because that means that the timer is done, and we're just going to stop the timer, and then we're going to just print out that the timer's done. It's a thread/info, not a warning, an info. And that's pretty much it. Stop just sets running to false. But other than that, that's the timer done. I have not made the UI text field. I need to do that. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do that, but I think I may need to work on maybe like change the volume. I'm not sure how to change volume on this. I'll have to do a little research, but it's currently midnight, so I'm gonna go now. See you guys later.